Hello, hello.
Evening.
Evening.
How's things, everybody?
Evening, boys.
Good, thanks.
Good, yeah.
Good.
We're back.
You're busy.
We're
We're back. Richie, you're busy
back.
there doing a bit of DIY.
No, I'm finished, mate.
All right,
Yeah.
okay.
How many socks did you get?
None
Now,
whatsoever.
people are probably going, what's that all about? Well, those who don't know, it is Richie's birthday today. Woo! So happy birthday, Richie.
Cheers,
Happy
lads. Thank
birthday,
you very
Rich.
much.
Happy
Cheers,
And,
mate.
of course, we baked you a cake. I had to hide the name that was originally on it, but you get the gist.
Yeah, it's being delivered tomorrow.
Yeah. What? Just the base itself, like, because Daz has eaten it before I got here as well, like.
Exactly, yeah.
Do you know what, Daz? I looked at it straight away and I thought you'd nicked me picture of me model I had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I picked that one. I was hoping it'd be sitting behind you, so you'd be sitting.
No, it's over there. It's over there.
Okay. And of course, Chris, you were out doing a bit of shopping today,
I was.
or were you trying to get some people into the shop? You were wearing your red jumper. Red jumper. There you are. Oh, hang on.
Tell you what, he's got a haircut like me as well.
I was going to say, Chris, how much did you get per hour to stand in that all day?
Love it.
Right. Well, we go back to get rid of that picture. Let's get back to business. We'll talk a bit of football.
Why not?
Yeah.
Go on, we may as well.
I was just going to say,
go for it,
there was a tweet. There's a tweet that went out not long ago from Fabrizio Romano that talks about obviously Anthony Martial. And I'm sure we'll get onto Anthony Martial in a second. That he said he wants to leave in January. But that wasn't the interesting thing. The interesting thing that Fabrizio Romano said in his tweet was that Newcastle are actively in negotiations with Jesse Lingard. No deal agreed yet, but they are seriously looking at getting that deal done. So, for all the links I think that we've had with Jesse Lingard, nobody knows who we're going to be linked with, because we were linked with 2,000 different footballers over the last 8 weeks. But I think that's really interesting, and I think Newcastle are clearly looking for that sort of big signing that's going to get fans, excited. And if we can pull that off, because we know what he was like on his loan spell at West Ham, and he's got a big affection with that club, and I'm sure they'll still be looking at him. But if we could get that deal, wow, that would be a great. Intent thrown down, definitely. So I just don't know what you boys thought of that potential.
Do you know what, Pete? It's funny you say that, because
they've offered him 200 grand.
Yeah,
highest paid player in history.
Jesus,
big money.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Lingard improves our team, no doubt. And funnily enough, I was speaking to my barber before, and he was asking me about Jesse Lingard, and he said he's a Liverpool fan, and he was going to me, "Why are you going for Jesse Lingard?" And I was like, "Well, he's an improvement on what we've got." He's like, "Yeah, but shouldn't you be looking at better players than Jesse Lingard?" And I was like, "Well, no, that's the whole point. We need, for the next 1 to 2 years, and certainly for the next 6 months, we need to bring in players who are going to hit the ground running, know the Premier League, and significantly improve us." And Jesse Lingard ticks all of those boxes. I mean, what do you guys think?
Yeah, I'd take him in a heartbeat. I think his form at West Ham was outstanding, but I think David Moyes got the best out of him. I think he needs to move from Man United, because he's not going to get regular game time there. I think you bring him to Newcastle and you stick him in a shirt. You either put him out in the wing, or you play him probably in that less, I suppose, orthodox 10 in behind.
Yeah.
Wilson, I think you've got an absolutely amazing possible partnership there. He can score goals. He can play decent ball. He can finish. I would take him in a heartbeat. And if that costs us 200 grand a week, sign him up for me. Sign him up.
I'd take him as well. Yeah, as long as he leaves the messing, the messing he does be doing with Pogba and all that kind of crap. It just, like, he was on top of his game when he went to West Ham. And
beans.
What?
That was the dance they did. The video that came out of Pogba in the dressing room. When they were away on holiday, they were singing "Beans, Beans, Beans." Was the one that Lingard
head down, do the
Pete's
business.
with it. Pete's on my vibe. He knows what I'm talking about.
And do you see
Daz was like, "What?"
Yeah,
What?
I just ignored it. That scene with the parrot. You see that around the time? What was that about? You've seen that clip? Okay, yeah, that sort of crap. Leave that sort of crap at home, and come and play first then. Yeah, that'll do me. Any more about Lingard?
I definitely have. I agree with what the lads have said. I think he'd be great in that pocket just behind Wilson. I just think the link-up play, he's got a fantastic touch on him as well. I think if you look at the goal he scored against us when we were down at Old Trafford, that touch, he's turned and got away half a yard. It's just that extra little bit of quality that we don't have at the minute as well. I think it's an ideal one. And do you know what else, lads? I can't believe he's actually missed it when he actually mentioned it, but Chris has got, less hair than me if I was to grow mine. And he said he was at the barbers.
Do you know what? Put it this way, it doesn't take my barber long. It doesn't.
Yeah.
I get the
I bet he still charges you full price, though, does he?
Oh, 290 does. 290.
Chris, is your barber the Brill Cream one? Where he goes, not that bit. Not that bit.
No, but he is when he... the thing is, though, when he gets the mirror, though, he does this. How's it looking, Chris?
And by the way, when that happens, even I don't know if this has happened to you, but like when you've maybe had a haircut in the past and you're not very happy with it, has anyone ever said, "No, I don't like that"?
Obviously,
everyone
not.
just goes, "Oh yeah."
What can they do? Stick it back on.
Yeah. How do you think I ended up like this, Chris?
And to answer Chipper, no, I haven't. It's because I need a haircut, and I'm still getting home haircuts because I haven't gone to the barber in 2 years now. At this stage,
has probably gone fully Daniel O'Donnell under that hat, I'd say, if he took it
off. Sorry, Pete, you wanted to get in there for a second first.
Yeah, just to add on with the Lingard chat, I know that Geordie 2 for Life just put back on the chat. He said he wants to be in the England squad next winter. He won't get a game at Man United. Also, West Ham have issues in defence, which is true. They've been heavily linked with defenders for January, not attacking players, which surprises me considering they've only got Antonio as their only front man. And, he's got a massive injury record. But I just wanted to get your opinion on, obviously, we've talked about Lingard and there's a potential of Martial. I think there's more likely, more chance of getting Lingard in than Martial. But you talked about where he could potentially play, but we've got Almiron, we've got Fraser, we've got St. Maximin, we've got Joe Linton. Who comes out of that team? Who, are we going to have to lose a player in that position in order to facilitate Jesse Lingard? Because Jesse Lingard's not a centre midfielder. He plays along that front line at the moment.
He plays in that front three.
Yeah, Joe Linton and St. Maximin are the ones supporting Wilson.
Can I be really controversial then, Pete?
Yeah, go for it.
If ASM doesn't improve his final third game, sell him.
Wow.
Ooh. Now, Pete, on away days, so I forgive me, I forget who the person was, but somebody said, didn't they? I think any changes for the weekend, and he said I would drop ASM and bring Fraser in.
Yeah.
Said the same.
If he can't improve the final third, and we spoke about this the other night on Live Line, me and Richie, he's got all the attributes. Star player. When he's on fire, and I'm kind of like, it's not about the culture or the French in particular. But if you look at mercurial French players from history, when they're on fire and on form, and I would include Martial in this, they're on fire. They are great. But when they're not on form, or they're not getting their way, or they're not in the first team, they sulk and they form downturns and they don't turn it on, and they're hot and cold. And that's a worry for me. ASM has all the attributes, right? He can be a match winner 100%. But I go back to what I said the other night, which was when we played the game the other day against Burnley, his final decision-making 2 or 3 times was absolutely fucking awful. And his end product was awful. So for me, it's kind of like the Shelvey thing. For me, we don't need Shelvey to keep trying to hit a 60-yard pass or fire in from 40 yards. We don't need that. We need the simple stuff to help us tick. And ASM's the same. We had multiple opportunities against Burnley where he could have broke that box, played left, played right, played a player in, and he made the wrong choice. He went for the shot. So if Eddie Howe can improve that final third and his decision-making, I'll stick with him. If he can't and he keeps doing what he's doing, take the money, sell him on, bring in somebody like a Lingard who's got a final product.
To be fair, man, I agree with it to a degree because I think Chris and Pete will back us up from when we were at the Brentford game. I thought first half he was so temperamental. His attitude absolutely stunk. You know, like he would go on his little run, lose it, and he didn't. You know, there was no bother. He wasn't trying to track back. He was huffing it or trying to blame someone and stuff like that. Yeah, he was just always after a foul or whatever. And I don't know, something must have been said with half time because he came out with a different player in the second half. But that's the problem, and it is tendency with any of the French mercurial talents that we've had over the past. If they're on it, they're on it. If they're not, they're not. And that I think that game is a fine example of what ASM can be.
I think Cow will get the best out of him, Richie.
No, I agree with that.
Don't get me wrong. I think he will, but in the situation we're in relegation zone, where we need to get points, we don't have the affordability to be able to carry a passenger because he can win a game. We need players that can finish, make the right decisions. And at the minute, for me, he's not. And his form, I think he's out of form for me. That's just my opinion. And I'm sure I'll get stick on the chat. But if he's not improved by, he's obviously not going to go in January. But by next summer, if Howe hasn't gotten to a point, he's making the right decisions, and his final third choices and end product have improved, fucking sell him on, boys, for me. Sell him on.
Yeah. We're all waiting for him to pop, aren't we? We're all waiting, and we said this the other week, lads. We're all waiting for him to pop and have that game where you go, wow, he's back. Like he did against Burnley last season when he came on and won us the game on his own. And so far, we've yet to see that, in my opinion anyway. I agree, Martin, in that he's definitely got it. He's got the ability, and he's a fantastic player. On his day, he's a fantastic player, and he's someone who we all are really lucky to have in the team. But we're starting to see more inconsistency from him. We're not seeing those flashes of brilliance so often, and it makes you wonder whether there's a problem off the pitch, whether the tactics aren't working for him, whether he's not enjoying being under Howe. Who knows?
Yeah, well, I think there was a couple of things, and again, we said the other night, he's not really been the same since he put out the social media and the tweets about the love him with Bruce when Bruce went. And I think for me, it was totally the wrong thing for him to put out, in my opinion, with a new guy coming in. I think it was awful. Yeah. That's just, again, my opinion, lads. That's the feeling.
Yeah, but I think, weren't we saying as well at the time that he was kind of, he was also setting himself up for if he ever wanted to move. Like playing to the media, and at the time he was met with Carragher and Neville on the pitch and all that kind
of stuff.
And
I'm sure he's been advised, and he does get involved in more social media probably than any other Newcastle player that we've ever had. And I get all of that. That's the day and age. That's the modern footballer. But the other thing with him is, with the trickery and everything else, it doesn't matter, because as soon as we play a Premier League team that put 3 players around him, we're fucked. Yeah. So that's why that final decision, that end product's got to be better, because once he gets a ball and we get 3 players on him, if he doesn't make the right decision, our ball game goes nowhere.
The one thing I'll add to that, and I think Martin's right with regards to ASM. Normally, when we get men in and around ASM, 3 men on him, he becomes ineffective. And as a team, we don't then look potent or have the same attacking threat. Now, what I've noticed is when we have played well, we haven't necessarily needed St. Maximin. I mean, the goal didn't involve St. Maximin at all against Burnley. And I think how we'll start to sort of develop is other players coming to the forefront, the likes of Joe Linton, the likes of Miggy Almiron. He's bigged up Miggy Almiron again today in the presser about how well he played and how well he ran and the role that he wanted him to play, how well he covered that role. And the one thing I'll say about ASM, from my point of view, I think what needs to happen now with ASM is that he's been in a team that has just been very defensive, and he's just kind of been given the ball and told to run. He's now in a team that's going to be more attack-minded. What he needs to do now is start getting goals and assists on his record. So I think he's got like 3 goals, 3 assists this season, something like that, which is okay for at this stage of the season. But I would be really disappointed if I don't see either 8 or 9 goals or 8 or 9 assists by the end of the season. I want him to be either or. I'm not looking for goals and assists, towards the double figures, but I would like to see at least one of them. I would like to see him either try and hit 10 goals this season or at least 10 assists to really show his influence on this team, because we are playing more front foot football. We are playing football that's going to be pushing us further up the pitch. And that's exactly what ASM's been crying out for. So I think at this point now, we need to be looking at ASM and saying, right, okay, this is what you wanted. Eddie Howe's created this platform for you to really show what you're about on a day.
We're playing to your strength.
Exactly. Playing to your strength. Go out and do it.
Go and do it.
Show me. And I think if we get to the end of the season and he's still sitting on sort of 3 or 4 goals, 3 or 4 assists at the end of the season, I'd be really disappointed.
Yeah. So that's a loaded challenge for ASM. And just in case you were worried about a backlash on social media, Martin, just be wary that your biggest threat there is ASM himself. So I still love you, ASM. If you're coming first, I still love you.
Hey, listen, I think he's a great player, but I tell you what, the ASM challenge is on. ASM, you want to answer back, mate? Do it. Let's have a chat. I'm all up for that. Prove me wrong, my French mercurial friend.
Lads, I want to go back to one of the topics I had on my list. I want to talk about Christmas party or no Christmas party. Good evening, Prime Minister.
Good
evening. So there, and
which Prime Minister are we talking about? The Irish one or the English one?
No, I'm talking about Boris there now.
Okay, just to avoid confusion.
And there you'll see Sammy Abiobi, and Pete there in the picture. Thank you, Pete.
Love it.
But what do you make of this, lads? For me, it's the right decision. No Christmas party. With a busy schedule ahead. With the risk of catching COVID is increased as well. And let's focus on the games. Have the Christmas party when we're safe and we're into the safe in the Premier League for next season. Thoughts on this, lads?
Yeah, I reckon. Sorry, Richie. Go on, Pat. Go on.
No, I was going to say, I think it's spot on. To be fair, I think he wasn't just turning around saying he wasn't wanting the lads to have a good time and night out and stuff like that. Eddie Howe said there was several reasons, and I think you've got to look back at the fact that what's happened with Spurs, what's happened with Leicester, the cases of COVID on the rise. Norwich have said that they've had a few in their camp as well. So limited them to as much contact as possible and socialising with extra other people outside the NUFC first team bubble and stuff like that. I think it's pretty sensible, to be honest. We can't afford to miss any players in the games that we've got coming up over the December and the start of January and stuff like that. Darren, so Daz is right. There's nothing to stop them having a night out end of the season or anything like that. It doesn't have to be a Christmas party. They went out for a quiet meal. Doesn't do any harm. You can still have a good crack when you go out and have a meal and have a few drinks and stuff like that. You don't need to go and get absolutely blottoed in a club somewhere the other side of the UK or Ireland or whatever and wear fancy dress. You know what I mean? I just let them get on with it and have one at the end of the season when our Premier League survivals been we've got it and we're safe. So
cool.
I think the bit in there, like everything that Richie said, 100%, and I'm sure the rest of the lads will back the same piece up. The COVID, everything else, I get it. But you know what the biggest statement of that is? Lads, we're second bottom.
Yeah.
We need to sort our shit out before we start celebrating. And that for me is the only piece of that statement that counts for me.
Yeah.
That's the end of it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I agree with both of you lads. The key thing is that now is not the time to party. Now is the time to pull your socks up, roll your sleeves up, whatever you want to say, and let's try and turn this season round, turn this ship around, and get as many points as we can on the board. We all know how tough the run-in is in December, and now isn't the time for partying and having a break and whatever. That can all be done at the end of the season, if and when hopefully we stay up. They can have a bit of a party then. Right now, it's about getting prepared, getting as fit as we can, get organised, and get some points on the board.
Chris says no party, and it's a Friday, and he means it. Right, lads, I'm going to move on to another topic, and this topic we've covered in other shows, and it was from earlier in the week, but I just kind of want to go to Mirdad's tweet, and just it gives me a chance to bring up Michael Imanalo again. That's for you, Richie.
Yeah.
Legend.
Right, yeah, that joke died. We'll move on.
You know why? He doesn't look.
I'm sacked. I'm sacked.
If you put the other picture up, it looks more like him than Lawrence Fishburne. That's what I was. See what I mean?
Yeah, it's class.
Yeah.
Like, I got it, Daz. I got it.
Yeah.
More
tumbleweed. I need. Okay.
He's the one that didn't want the snakes on the plane, right?
Samuel L. And yeah, let's go to another topic that I know you talked about as well on Liveline. Is the signs? The signs coming down. Everyone's happy about that. We'll get to see what does get put up in place of that in time. So lovely to see that happening, and a nice, clean, fresh St. James's Park.
I did see a mock-up today on Twitter that somebody put on the Gallagher end, and it said, "This is our house," which I thought was class. So yeah, I'd love to see something like that. The other thing I was thinking, and maybe this is just my weird mind, do you think when the lads were taking the signs down, there was any one of them for the bit of crack that wanted to rearrange the letters and take a photo of something really bad? Like, I did see, obviously, a few people changed it and put erect.com, which was kind of funny, but like there was a lot of letters there you could have had a bit of fun with. So I think if that had been me, I would have been slightly tempted just to be putting something really bad up and then take a photo of it.
They're probably more professional than letting us at it.
Yeah.
They probably would have.
I bet you one of them was thinking of that.
Yeah. You'd have had your P45 map, but it would have
been worth it. Yeah, it would have been worth it for the picture alone.
It'd be good to see people in the chat what they come up with their alternative spellings with sportsdirect.com.
Loaded Scrabble.
Yeah, get your loaded Scrabble in there. But I just want to say, breaking news, Watford are 1-0 up against Brentford.
Ooh, that's not good for us.
That's not good for us.
No. So yeah, not sure who scored. Can't see.
That would mean
it's on my. Yeah, are we allowed to play that? That's Sky Live. Is that wrong to be doing that? Probably.
Yeah. So you can't see it though.
Head back in the way.
It's just looks white.
Does it? Okay, so it's
Dennis.
It was
Dennis.
Dennis. Yeah.
He's on a bit of a run.
Yeah, he's been a good signing.
7th goal this season. That's not bad.
Yeah.
I think you mentioned Pete at the start of the season. I think you remember you mentioning his name.
He's in my dream
player.
team.
He's a very good player. But Callum Wilson will be at 7 goals come Sunday, no doubt. Maybe even 8, maybe even 9. Who knows?
Confidence. Geordie team for life. What do the lads think of the grey seats? Personally, you'd like to see black and white seats back. Yeah, absolutely. I agree.
Yeah, I agree.
So black and white seats. I think it would be top class to see that in the stadium. Yeah. So yeah.
Bit of TLC in the stadium, it'd just be great, won't it? I mean, obviously not having those signs up is great. Them cleaning it is great. But wouldn't it be nice, to kind of, polish things up, put a lick of paint in a few places and
sort out the levels, sort out the food, get the big TVs back.
Yeah.
Do the right thing. Like, I've seen some pictures of the inside of Tottenham Stadium where the food levels are and everything else. Man, that's the kind of shit we need.
Yeah,
just get the big TVs back. Like, it's bad enough with my eyesight now. If I come to a game, I can't see the fucking shitty little ones. Put the big ones back in.
Yeah, definitely, mate. Definitely. Quick wins, isn't it? And we were talking about this pre-takeover. We were saying, as owners, they must be licking the lips because, as a fan base, we are very vocal, and there's a lot of people who speak very passionately about Newcastle, and all these little boxes that we were saying just needed ticking. And the signs. There's now, I mean, in fact, talking of another topic, boys, there was rumours going around that the land by the Strawberry Place, apparently the people who own it are going bust or something.
They've gone into
another quick win.
Administration.
Yeah, go get it.
Wouldn't cost a lot in administration to acquire that piece of land back, and exactly. You think the potentials of that, of what they could do in terms of developing that area, it would certainly go into creating a redevelopment of the Gallowgate stand. It would have to play a part in that. The road and the metro and everything that comes into that would play a massive part. But
you could actually build that in underneath, Pete.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Similar, like, I mean, you go into I think it's into Tottenham Court. I think it is the closest tube station. I could be wrong. Someone prove me wrong, but that's all built in underneath and in towards that Spurs Stadium now. So you come out 3-4 levels. Like, you could absolutely do that at St James's.
Definitely,
and just bring that out into a concourse and then 4 or 5 levels above it. That'd be amazing.
Well, where Shearer's Bar is and where the club shop is, you could literally have that as sort of like a little sort of underpass.
Yeah,
you could have the stadium. You could have the Gallowgate stand over the course of that road, just that little section. So it could be like a little bit of an underpass.
Yeah,
you have the
that's
bars
it. Could you imagine, Pete? Could you imagine the Gallowgate a bit like, the Holt end at Villa Park or the Cop at the Anfield? That huge one single end. Or it would just be phenomenal, that, and have all our the fans with the atmosphere that they're creating there with the standards now. If you had extra 50% capacity in there, and the sound would just be immense. You know what I mean? It would just echo around the whole of the ground and even the outside area as well. It would just be immense.
Yeah, definitely. And unlike the Etihad, would actually sell it out every week. So doing an extension to the stadium would actually be able to fill it rather than getting a load of empty seats and like the Emirates as well. I could not believe when I went a couple of weeks ago to the Emirates Stadium, they build it as a sellout. Honestly, the amount of red seats that you could see there was an absolute joke across.
Yeah, it's because they do what Mike Ashley used to do. They used to all the season tickets that were sold or whatever. It didn't matter whether people turned up. They were saying that's it. The tickets are sold. There you go. That's the capacity. Whether that was actually the capacity or not, and that was always the case when Mike actually tried to fudge the figures. So, it got across to the fans that these protests weren't as good as what you all planned it to be and stuff. I look at we still had 49,000 was meant to be, but then you can clearly see there might be 10,000 seats empty or something like that. It's just they do exactly the same there. It's all about business and trying to put on a show. That's all.
Speaking about putting on a show, see how I went to link in here. Yeah, lads, I put together a little video. Okay, so we've been doing shows here since January actually. So I wanted to kind of put together a little video to kind of, because we're getting towards the end of the year, just to kind of reminisce. And I wanted to kind of put this together just to remind you guys as well of what we've all gone through together. I actually put this together last week. You'd swear I put it together today, but yeah. So when you see it, but yeah, and it's also kind of it's also going to drop on YouTube at 9:30 on its own. Just it's only about 4 minutes long, but it's also to kind of just a present for the fans and the people that have come with us on the journey. Martin has mentioned it a few times before. We are all sitting in different locations. We're a lot of time we've been in lockdown or partial lockdown or restrictions or whatever it may be. Some of us have met. Some of us have never met. I've never met anyone face to face.
Me neither.
And neither is Martin.
That's including your wife, and it does.
Daz is only
I'm locked
3
in this
hours
room
away from me.
Yeah. But I just want to play something for, and I've called it "Loaded Better Together Alone." And I might just remove the banner for a second. I'm sure Bronwyn won't mind if I remove the banner for a second. But so let me just do that first. So you get the full view. And yeah, I'm just going to play something. And it'll take you back, guys.
Do you want to just stop chatting and just fucking play it, Daz? That might
be
Holy shit, man.
I'm trying to buy time while I find it.
Like, if we're still in Ireland together and I pass before you, there's no way you're coming to do my eulogy. You'll be there all day. Everybody just wants to get it done, put me in the ground, and then go for a drink. Get on with it, dude.
I'm just going to play it.
Come on, man.
It's Friday then, it's Saturday, Sunday, woo!
And that's it.
Ah,
That's it.
hey.
So good, Daz.
Cheers, lads.
Did you do that while you were online working for your company, Daz?
I do that in my spare time, Martin.
Did you? Okay, just checking. Just
You
wanted to
know
check in
well.
on that.
You
Yeah.
know well.
That was
So
class.
it means something more to us than maybe to everybody else, but it just shows you that what we've done this year, lads.
It does.
Look at what we did together, and because we are all separate, we're alone, but we're together.
Yeah, we are. No, do you know what, Daz? That was brilliant, right? And listen, I'll say a couple of things, okay? So we had a pretty weird 24 hours, the last 24 hours, okay? Probably for the first time ever, a couple of us didn't agree on something, okay? And it doesn't happen very often. In actual fact, it's never fucking happened, right? And I will hold my hand up and I would say I was one of those involved, and I take no shame or pleasure in that either. But when I watch that back and I think about where me and Daz started this channel from, and we started to get the lads involved, and we did matters and we did other things. And all I will say is the person that was also involved in our last 24 hours, and I won't name names, I was absolutely delighted when that person came on board, probably more so than any other. Well, no, I won't say that.
Just did.
He was better than the rest of you. No, I'm messing. Yeah, you know, it was a massive deal to me personally. So to watch that back, see where we came from, is huge. And I think for me also, I will give a massive, massive shout out to Daz, my co-creator and my partner in crime, the Irish Ant and Deck, where it all started, because the effort he puts in behind the scenes to pull all that shit together to keep us on the straight and narrow is hugely, hugely underestimated and underrated. So I thank you all. It's great. The last 24 hours was shit, but we are five. I love you all. And yeah, that was brilliant, Daz. Well done, pal.
Yeah, but cheers, lads. But forget about thanking me. We're a team. We're all equal. We're a team, and we live and die as a team, and that's where we are going in the future. We'll continue. Yeah, I think because we have Bronwyn sitting there, it'd be rude not to bring her out. And she says, "Ask me any question you want, Anthony." So if you've got questions for Bronwyn, any difficult Newcastle United questions. No, she's gone. No, I'm only joking. Let's bring Bronwyn on. Welcome.
Oh my God. I couldn't believe you just said that.
Don't give away your weakness. That's the rule number one. Never give away your weakness.
I certainly won't be again. That was such a good video, though.
Oh, great. Cool. Thank you very much. Yeah,
you just love Daz's haircut though, Bronwyn, isn't it?
It was just a timeline of different haircuts.
Yeah. He was so Father Dougal for the first 6 months. It was class. My lovely horse.
Right. I have so many questions about your brand, Bronwyn, but and instead of us promoting it and telling people all about it, which we have done, let's get you back on to talk about it. So, how is things going for Black and White Army?
So really good. So I'll show you this. So today, there's been a couple of people have ordered the white pom-pom beanie hat.
Oh, I have
had little that one, yeah. Had a couple of issues with a couple of orders, just because obviously, you know how I've mentioned a few times, I really want it to be like top quality, like for still affordable prices. That them didn't pass the quality check. Like most of them did. There was just a few batch that didn't. So there was like 2 customers who missed out on it. So they've now changed the colours, which is fine. But that means the white pom-pom beanie hat's now completely sold out, which is really good news. Obviously it's a shame for the people who didn't get the ones that they wanted, but still, it's definitely a positive because of the people who have ordered it already. So that's good. And then someone's just asked whether they're coming back in, but obviously because the limited edition range, like them ones won't be coming back in. But obviously next year there'll be like new branding because EE92 is not going ahead. So this is just, so yeah, it's been really popular. Everyone loves it, and a lot of them are out to be shipped now. So it's exciting.
Brilliant.
Look good.
So brand wise, like you're not going to get sued or fuck all anything else now. So we're good to go.
The thing, you know what it is. So who emailed us was like an external lawyer who represents the club. So I didn't even respond, to be honest. I just was like, oh, fair enough, I'll just not use it. But then I messaged Meridad on Twitter and I had a conversation with him about it. So it was just more like, is it definitely your lawyers? But I kind of just dropped the idea and just thought, it doesn't matter, like I'll go with something else. But then he come back to us and went, let us know, like I can help and stuff. And I was like,
wow,
it's just,
that's amazing.
I know. And I was just like, I went, oh, well, it's all right now. Like, this is the new website if you want to get something. But it was just nice of him to like reply and say, I can help you, like let us know. So it's a positive.
That is
Good.
positive.
Good.
Yeah.
And
so lucky to have the owners we do, though, don't we?
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
lucky to have
Oh,
these
yeah.
owners. Like I still pinch
Unreal.
myself over it. It's mad. Even like the announcements like came the other day. You know, when we got linked with Emanalo and they said, "Oh, you've offered him." Yeah, you've offered him the director, and he came out and went, "No, we haven't."
I love
And you
that.
just think, just the communication, it's just
Mhm.
great.
And it just keeps the journalists on their toes as well. They've got to
Yeah, those
get their facts 100% correct.
Definitely.
That's good.
We've had 14 years of the journalists being able to write whatever they wanted, mostly writing what Mike Ashley wanted, but it just as much writing whatever they wanted negatively about the club. It was, I agree with Chris 100%. It was great, and I don't think there's many other owners, if any, in the Premier League that would actually come out and say, you know what, that's a load of rubbish. It's not true, and you know, set the story straight, and that calmed down a lot the Newcastle fans, because you can see it bubbling. You can see it bubbling on social media. A lot of fans were going, "Oh, about the ownership. You know what's happening? They don't look like they're making the start that we expected." That just cut that straight out, and everyone had the full backing of the ownership from there. So it was a really good move from them, and fair play to them.
Yeah, I agree.
Oh, I'm seeing the messages now. You were giving out about my haircut in the chat. I didn't see that. I'll have to read them later. Bronwyn, yeah, just a quick check. There's only one color denim. Isn't that right?
Oh man, come on! You gotta bring out white.
There's an option. I couldn't find one. To be honest, I can't even get them in adult sizes. But how cute is that though? Like,
Yeah, it's lovely.
It is cute. Yeah.
a few people have ordered them. Like, they are really nice.
Cool. Yeah. I don't have clarity on this myself. What after December? What are you going to be called then?
So
or is that a secret?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
And when I do announce what it is, the reason is, well
done, Daz.
The reason
no pressure here, Bronwyn.
When I do announce it, I'll announce it on Loaded HQ though. Like, that's a definite. It's just earliest I'll be announcing it is like end of Feb, beginning of put us on the big screen.
Yeah, put you on the spot now.
No
pressure. Want some music? Do you want music in the background?
Yeah, exactly. So anyway, who's your starting 11 for Sunday? That'll get you out of it.
Okay, we'll go back.
It'll be the end of February, beginning of March when I can see it. Just because I don't want to, I'm getting it properly done basically, and I if people know about it, I don't know what would happen. So I just need to make sure I'm fully sorted with it, and then but also with that, like, the quality of the clothes are excellent as they are, but they're going to be even more unique. So like, I've got a clothing manufacturer in Newcastle. Oh my god, she's so lovely. So I met her like last week, or was it this week? But she's going to add like little details to whatever I'm selling, like the clothing. So it's so unique to the new brand. I mean, I'm open to ideas what those little things be, because she can add certain stitching to it, or little tags, or like loads of different options. So they're going to be like super unique, but obviously still towards like Newcastle United fans and hopefully the whole wide world. But yeah, I can't say what it is now. But the limited edition range will continue to sell for the food bank. Like everything for the limited edition range, even if it goes past December, will go to the food bank profits. So at the minute, obviously one product's now sold out, so I'll just sell them till they all sell out, and then just continue to give the food bank the profits until they're sold out, and then work out something new for the new branding.
Can I ask a question?
Yes.
You did.
No, I want to ask another one, dude. Like, it's our show. We're asking questions. And you can either answer this or not answer this. But obviously, with what happened with the 1892 piece, was that, and obviously you got the letter from purportedly the club's lawyers. Was that? Do you think that was the club got wind of that, or do you think that was somebody that kind of, had a bit of chin wagging with somebody else and put that out there to someone?
I don't think, I think someone in the club's responsible for checking out competition in a way. I know I'm not like direct competition, but you know what I mean, like basically taking their profits in a way. And they've, because I know there's a couple of other people who have done similar, and the club have contacted them as well. But then there's other people who are doing it who have continued to do it, and it's been fine. So I don't know. I mean, I'm quite happy that I actually reached out, because I'm like, Newcastle United know what, like, might not know me, but they know like something's happening. Obviously, I'd rather work with them. So I think, I don't know how it's happened, but I think it's definitely a step in the right direction, as in like, it's a relationship that I could build on.
Yeah, I think it's good that, and I hope you don't mind me saying this, but for a young lass that wants to get the brand out there,
yeah,
I think your reaction was amazing. I think to not fold or buckle under that kind of shows real good resilience. And I think to be able to reinvent, come back with something else, and come back with some ideas shows true spirit. So, I commend you on that. I think the other thing, if it was someone that put that out there about what you were doing, then, that sucks balls to me. But look, it is what it is. But look, we're obviously still delighted to have you as a chief sponsor and stuff, and I'm sure we'll go from strength to strength. And I think you're 100% right. It's better to have the club on side, and I think we've got the owners now that will love that kind of stuff going on. But yeah, I think it takes true adversity. So fair play to you.
Thank you. Well, I did. I was just gonna kind of leave it, because when I spoke to Pete last time, like on the channel, and he was like, "Don't like drop it, like just." So that's when I messaged Meredad, and I think from there, and I was like, I felt a bit more confident in what they've said. But honestly, like a lot of people, including yourselves, have said something better will come from it. And honestly, next year you'll just be like wowed. So yeah, it'll be even better.
Cool.
You've got to take it as a compliment as well, Bronwyn, because when you first announced that had happened, my first reaction was, well, obviously they must be a little bit concerned over it. Like there'd be nothing worse than if you'd done something and they were just like, yeah, let it crack on. But the fact that somebody got in touch with you and said, listen, you're not allowed to do this, it was almost as if they saw you as a bit of a threat. So you're doing something right.
You never know the way you've dealt with it as well, Bronwyn, and the fact that you've opened communication with me, Dad, as well. If they like what they see, and they might actually end up putting it in the store themselves.
Oh, I love that. We'll put it here instead of Castro. Oh, no, your sister though, we'll work together.
That was a big reveal there.
Yeah, She was doing so well.
Kick her off. Kick her off.
She's gone.
You never see Bronwyn again.
Oh man,
hang on. We need her for the draw.
We do need her for the draw. Bring her back.
I'm so sorry. No one heard that. They don't know whose sister I'm talking about. So.
Yeah, exactly. And would you think about with a couple of bits, because you've had a bit of contact, you've had a bit of contact with the club and stuff, would you think about sending Dad and Amanda a couple of bits and pieces to see?
Definitely. Definitely, yeah.
I think that would be a cool idea.
when you all meet them, you can take it first.
Ah, there we go.
So just give it to Pete then. No point shipping it to me and Daz.
Okay, I think it's time to. First of all, I want to say thanks to Kamal for becoming a member.
Thanks, Kamal.
And the
Kamal.
good news, Kamal, is I have just added you to the spinny wheel, so you were in the draw as well. So I think, and we had a new member there at the start from a few days ago. Yeah, Craig, welcome as well. New member Craig, you're in the wheel as well. So I think it's time to bring on the wheel. And
So is
see
this
how we
just
get
for
on.
members, Daz?
This is just for Chris.
I'm not in the wheel, am I?
You are in the wheel as well. And so
I'm in
is
the
Richie.
wheel. Wow.
But
Oh, do you know? Hang on now. If he
No,
wins
there's a
this
rule.
now,
Spin it
look,
again.
we'll
Spin it
all
again.
Exactly.
spin it
No,
again.
Daz, I even told you not to
Yes.
put us in the wheel.
But see,
It makes
I
the wheel
thought
look
it'd be-
bigger, though.
But
I
you know
think-
the
I
thing
thought-
though, Richie? Daz
No, listen.
hasn't had this wheel out since God knows when. So like
I
he's
love this
totally overexcited about the fucking wheel.
I
His
am.
head's just gone to mush. Like
Pete
since
Bronwyn,
he
wait
knew
till
he
you
could
see
bring
this
the wheel
wheel.
back out, he's just gone
Unreal.
like that.
So I've just
It
I've just seen a sneak preview of the wheel. I can also see Amanda Staveley, Mia Dan Caduzzi,
No, okay. I thought it'd be more fun to keep you in the wheel, and then if
Yeah.
you get drawn out, that we'll spin again. So just to add to the excitement.
Just
Okay,
keep
yeah,
that, not being bitchy.
anticlimax.
I don't get out much. I'm stuck in this room.
You
I should
know?
clarify there, dear. Right, here is the wheel. Okay, here's the spinny wheel
go.
thing. And as you can see, we have 18 entries now in the wheel. 18 members. So we're growing. That's great. So, and let me get rid of the banner here as well. So you can see, we can see you as well, Bronwyn. There, no one's hidden. Okay, so the prize here, Bronwyn, you tell us about the prize.
Well, it's going to be obviously a free item, which will be a beanie hat in either black or white. So you get to decide. The person who wins gets to decide what they like. And they'll get it before Christmas. So.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so now it's time to spin the wheel. So say
Hey,
when.
good luck.
I know.
Yeah, good luck, everybody. Say when.
Who's seen when?
You are.
It's your draw.
Yeah, it's your draw. You're the sponsor.
Right. One now.
Okay, here goes.
Here we
I
go.
take.
Here we go.
Oh, I tell you, look at that man.
Oh,
anybody-
that's Richie.
Is it?
Is it?
What we do? I was hoping this would happen, so we remove Richie from the draw.
Yeah, Richie, take him out. We got to go again.
We go again.
I don't know what my birthday present now, eh?
Yeah.
You've removed him on his birthday as well. I can't believe you did that.
Daz,
And if this lands on Chris now, lads, we're going to look really stupid.
yeah,
I
do you
hope
know
it
what?
does.
I don't want to piss on your chip stars, but this wheel's not as good as the other wheel, is it?
Yeah, it's a bit glitchy, Daz. What's going on?
bit
No,
glitchy, yeah.
this is okay. This is okay.
It was like it only started spinning for me, and then he went, "Oh, it's Richie." I was like, "Oh, it's even stopped yet. What's going on?"
Here we go again.
Here we go.
That's better.
Oh, that's better.
Chris.
No, it's way for me, isn't it?
It's Gary.
Gary.
Gary!
Welcome.
Well
done, man.
Well done, Gary.
What's up, Gary?
Well then, Gary.
Gary is our winner. So
Right, I'll get the information from you guys on Gary's email and then go.
Yeah,
from there.
Gary, if you want to send you a DM to the channel Twitter, and then we'll pass the information on to Bronwyn, and we'll get it all sent out to you, mate. So well done.
Well done.
well done, Gary.
Well
Hey,
done,
Gary.
Our first
Right,
winner. Cool.
Great.
Right, I think let's go back to business and let's talk about a bit more football. So let's talk, and I'm sure everyone has already seen it. I've seen 45 minutes of it now. I've seen in so many different bits. But away days, if you haven't seen away days, catch up on the show. Pete and Chris were on the show yesterday, along with Ben Jacobs. So that's a nice little, and the matches until Sunday, so there's plenty of time to catch up and watch that show. So let's talk about Leicester. Who are you fearing?
Bronwyn.
Oh, right. I'm on.
Is that you actually asking Bronwyn, or are you fearing Bronwyn?
No,
Like-
I just nominated her. Go on.
Honestly,
No, I'm
I am not the person to ask about stuff like this.
Okay, I'll
Well,
start.
let's go with the two boys, Pete and Chris Ronson. Let's go with Pete first.
I'll start. Right, okay. The guys that I fear the most, Tillemans, just because he's got the ability to win a match on his own. You saw the goal that he scored against Man United. At that point, Man United were comfortable in the game, but he's got that ability to pull out a little bit of magic that opens up a game when it's really, really tight. Jamie Vardy, because let's face it, he's the only constant goal threat that Leicester have. His goal scoring record every season for Leicester is like in the 20s, and then the next player is like lucky enough if they get 10 goals in a season. So it's kind of those two players are my biggest worries. I'd probably maybe throw in Harvey Barnes because he's got pace and he can run at you and he can commit defenders. He's a young lad and he's got a bit of talent as well. So I would say those three are my biggest concern of them all. And I'd probably even, if you're asking me one more, I'd probably agree with what Ben Jacobs said last night, actually, in that, if there's one we need to worry about, it's maybe Kasper Schmeichel. Because if we do get through, he has the ability to have an absolute monster game. If you look back to the FA Cup final against Chelsea, the only reason they won that is because Kasper Schmeichel kept them in the game. He also has the opportunity to produce an absolute monstrosity and have an absolute howler of a game. So I'm hoping that one is what we see on Sunday. But he's also got the opportunity to cause a few problems. But I would say they're my major threats going into this game on Sunday.
I agree.
What a problem.
I'm going to go with just one, and that's James Maddison.
Yeah, you love him.
He was going to be one of mine.
Every time he plays against us, he scores, lads.
Yeah,
so my James Maddison is my one, and I think Vardy and the rest of them, look, all threats, but James Maddison is the danger man for me.
Interesting.
Yeah, I may as well follow on from Marth. So the two that I was gonna say was Vardy and Maddison. They're the two that worry me, especially Maddison. I don't know what it is. Maybe like you said, Mark. Maybe it's because of previous games, but he always seems to do well. And I'd say from the start of the season till now, he's been pretty quiet. Yeah. So like I was saying about ASM, you're waiting for someone to pop. Yeah, you're waiting for them to pop, and that's my concern. Harvey Barnes, I'm a big fan of. As Pete mentions, and obviously Tielemans, fantastic player. But yeah, the big one for me is Vardy and Maddison. They're the two that I worry about the most.
The thing with Maddison is you can keep him quiet if we don't give stupid fouls away.
Yeah,
if we don't give free kicks around the edge of the box and do stupid things, then he's not as dangerous as he can be. The games we played against him last season, the twice he scored against us, we give stupid free kicks away. So don't do that. We'll be all right.
Yeah. Agree.
Cool. Just before I answer, maybe I should clarify because a few people have asked about it. Yeah, on YouTube, it's showing there's a show at 9:30. It's not actually a show; it's the 4-minute video that I played earlier. I wanted to just put it there as well, so people could have ease of access to it. Just if they ever want to look back at it, it's 4-minute watch. Can't go too far wrong, but yeah, it might have confused a few people because. But yeah.
So just for clarity, there is not another show straight after this one.
There can be. we can put on another show, but no, we won't. We'll spread it out a bit. So I'll go back to the question that I asked as well. Yeah, Tielemans for me I'd love to see him at Newcastle, and yeah, he's a danger man. He's such a great player. And then Harvey Barnes, I really liked him. I thought he was underrated for a while, but now he's getting the recognition. Did he get called up to the England squad?
He was close to it, wasn't he?
Yeah. I don't think he got the call, but he was in contention.
Yeah, I thought I heard his name.
I think
mentioned. Yeah,
I think he's got a cap.
Yeah, and the other danger is because the reason I'm saying he's a danger is because it's Schmeichel. Because every time I take a player out of my fantasy football team, I did with Tony, and he scored against us, and I know I took Schmeichel out, and he's going to save a penalty or something like that. So it's probably my fault if he does save a penalty. So I'm putting my hand up already. But so I'm putting Schmeichel as danger, and I think he's a great keeper.
We'll be like that at the King Power going.
Yeah.
He'll be at the King Power go. Fucking
Fucking
Daz
Daz.
talk about his fucking team.
I'm deleting Twitter. I
3,000
think
pissed
if
off
I
away fans because of Daz. Imagine that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Daz has shocker headline from Craig Hall.
Yeah.
See you coming. At least nobody said Johnny Evans is a danger man, which was a good plus.
Yeah. And of course, let's if we switch from the danger men to the whole COVID situation. You know how I read somewhere today that if Leicester had someone else come down with COVID, that the match could be called off. So it's
I was worried about that.
Seven or more, and it goes down. Yeah.
Yeah, like what's to stop them rigging that in some way?
They'll all be licking each other's faces tonight.
There's a thought now, Johnny Evans and Sion-Chu.
You can tell who the Scouser is, can't you?
Yeah. Anything to get out of fucking work.
I've worked right through, Mart, right through. From the comfort of my bed.
It's a lack of licking faces that's kept you in employment, Christopher.
Did we ever figure out why you didn't give the life preserver back?
Yeah, he did. Did he not say pre-show? Will I take it off, lads?
Yeah, I didn't bother.
Well, we know that. We can see you.
Sorry, Chris.
Yeah, it's like Huey. It's like Huey Lewis said, mate. It's hip to be square.
Oh, we've got.
Yes.
Fair play.
More
Dan,
TVs in the house.
Dan's in the house. Obviously, me and Chris met with him when we had the Burnley away days. You know what? I have to say this now that he's on. Massive respect to Dan. After the Burnley game, he messaged to say, you know what, well played. You guys deserve the win. And we had a little bit of a chat about the game afterwards. And you know what? He's the first guy, the first one from an opposition fan that's actually done that. So massive respect for you for doing that. Absolute quality. Yeah. And again, he's done the same. But yeah, he wasn't too confident about Burnley's chances moving forward. But yeah, massive respect, and hope to see you and catch up with you soon.
Yeah, I think we're coming towards the end of the show now, everybody. There was another headline I got as well. Brendan Rodgers wasn't thinking about what he doesn't know what the Conference League is about. Neither do I. Hopefully we get close to that ourselves at some stage. It'd be nice to be up to have to worry about what it is. But I'm not going to even look into what it is really until we're at that stage. Just to let everyone know that if you want to become a member, like Kamal and like Gary and the other 18 members that we have, you can do so by clicking the join button. It's $1.99 a month. Shout out to everyone that has stuck with us tonight and through the whole year, actually. And if you want to become to subscribe, just hit the subscribe button. It's free. It helps us grow. And that's all I wanted to say tonight, lads. Well, maybe we'll do predictions.
I don't need to mention sponsors then because she's here.
Yeah, well, we never mentioned Bronwyn.
Yeah. Oh, we will. We'll give it a shout out. So
Thank you.
Obviously Bronwyn is with us. As most people know, Black and White Army. She is the channel's chief sponsor. So fair play to her. Always great to have her on. First giveaway tonight. Plenty more to come. Plenty more coming from the brand and other things, as she said in February. And we're delighted to have her on. And as I said earlier, great credit to her that she cracked on and didn't buckle under some fucker ratting her out. But anyway, but yeah, it's great to have her. And much more to come from myself as a sponsor and a brand. So yeah, looking forward.
Thanks so much, guys.
Pleasure.
Done.
Pleasure.
Oh,
I was thinking
okay.
when you do sponsors out, Bronwyn, we'll have to get you some like intro music. For when we put your sponsor up, that'd be great. That.
Great idea.
Oh, Chris is going to do it. Great.
Yeah,
I look forward to that.
I haven't got a clue how to do it.
This is Chris piling on Daz's workload.
I know. Sorry,
He's
Daz.
piling it
Sorry.
on.
I get more work from Chris than I do from my manager.
Chris is going to take the life preserver off after this. He's going to download the app on his iPhone. It's got like the little beat box where you got to press the colors on your iPhone, and he'll be there trying to get some kind of a beat. It's the black and white.
The sponsor to come on it, just be like,
He'd be trying to get some kind of tune in there.
As long as Chris is singing it, I don't mind.
Yeah, exactly,
I could sing it. Yeah, I could sing it.
Right, well, let's finish on our predictions for the game on Sunday and leave it at that. Which Pete and Chris are going to be in attendance at. Bronwyn, you go first. Ladies first.
Well, I'm going to take a bet that we'll win 2-0. So that's what my bet's going to be tomorrow.
Take that
Very good.
Yeah.
Pete.
2-1. I think we'll win 2-1. I think we'll take the lead. They'll equalise. We'll nick a winner as they tie it in the second half. So looking forward to that. And I don't think I want to lead the stadium if we win on Sunday. I'll be honest with you. I don't think I will. We'll be just singing and dancing all the way to 6 o'clock.
All the way over to Ben Jacobs.
Rub
it in his face.
Yeah, well, he said he wants to meet up after the game, so we'll send him a message and have a beer after the game, and hopefully we're kind of rubbing those 3 points in his face in a nice way.
In a nice way.
To be fair, he is a closet mag.
Oh, definitely.
He is.
No, he is.
Chris.
I want to say win, but I'm going to be a bit more reserved. I'm going to say 1-1.
Okay.
1-1.
I've got to agree with Pete. I believe it'll be a 2-1 win to us. I think we'll actually get the first two though, and they'll pull one back. Hopefully they'll tire it up, but I've got a feel we might be hanging on towards the end. But I wouldn't care less if we hang on to 2-1 though.
No, it's all about the points.
Martin.
I said earlier in the week that we would shithouse our way to a 1-0, and I will stick with that. So there you go, 1-0 to the Mags.
Yeah.
And I think I'm going to join Chris on the draw. I think when I heard about all the people, players out with COVID, I was thinking, oh, maybe. And then with the Napoli game and the travel back, and yeah, I just have to say a draw. I think it'd be the best we could get, but who knows?
You've got to put Joey 2 for life. He's just the one he's commented. That's a class way to end
I was just going to say, stick it up there. Brilliant. Don't let Ben order the drinks, or you'll be there all night and you'll never get a drink. Yeah. That's the best piece of advice we've seen on a show since we started back in January.
Who do you think will get the goals on Saturday?
I think Wilson will get one.
Fraser.
Big cow.
Because we've slagged him off, I reckon ASM will score now.
Because I buckled him, he's going to have a blinder.
Yeah.
I fancy if Fraser starts.
We'll take that.
I fancy Fraser for a goal.
You know, I've got a sneaky feeling that either Willock or Almiron could nick their first goals for us this Sunday.
Oh, I'd love to see Willock get back to a bit of form like he was in.
Yeah,
you know, it's a big ask, but I'd love to see it.
Right, I think we'll bring the night to a close, everyone, and look forward to the match on Sunday. Pete and Chris, do whatever it takes to get us that win. As we said, run on the pitch, whatever it takes. That's it. Thanks, Bronwyn, for joining us tonight.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thanks
Bronwyn.
for being on the wheel. And thanks, everyone, for watching. And we will see you during the week. Somewhere, sometime.
Somewhere soon.
Good luck. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.